Beep beep everybody, hope you're all having a great day. Thanks for tuning into the channel. So here we are at a place called Breezy View Overlook, and this is on our way to Columbia, Pennsylvania, where we're going to explore two different antique malls. And here's Cody enjoying a large rock and a bench. And shortly I'll show you what this overlook looks like. This is on the road that comes north, that you travel south. It's coming from the north into Columbia, Pennsylvania. And this is the Susquehanna River from that overlook. So the places we're going to visit are the State Theater Vintage Emporium, which used to be fragments of the past and was located across the street from Burning Bridge Antique Market, which is the second place we're going to visit. Now, Fragments of the Past did have one seller that sold baseball cards, and I wanted to see if they moved to this new place. So this is on 421 Locust Street, and as you can see, they took over an old State Theater, and we're going to go inside and see if we can find any baseball cards or not. So after you pass a register, which is probably where where you bought tickets to go to this place when it was a theater, there are these long, wide range of steps that go up into where the antique mall portion of the place is located. And you can see down the hallway that it's a rather large room. And right to the left, before you go down that hallway, I found a bunch of non-sports cards. I'm not familiar with any of these. It looks like they were selling these for about $2.50 each. And there's some Pokemon cards there on that top shelf. And there would be a lot more Pokemon cards than I've seen in many places I've been to, plus Magic the Gathering. So if you're into collecting those, this is a really cool place to check out. These are things that I do not collect. But I did find that they specialize in kind of pop culture kind of things. So there's a lot of interesting toys and stuff located in here. I'm going to scan around this entire room. And I'm not going to film everything here, but this was the most interesting room, I thought. And there's Charlie's Angels lunchbox for $42, which is a lot cheaper than I thought it might be worth. 1970s lunchboxes tend to go for 3 digits usually. There's a few dinosaurs here. I thought those were kind of neat to look at. So if you're into vintage toys, this one is definitely a good place to check out. Not sure what that is, but it was pretty cool looking, so I had to get a shot of that. Lots of comic books here. If you're a comic book collector, you might find something interesting here too. And here's some more non-sports cards I found here. Not familiar with any of these things. Now, I ultimately did not find any baseball cards here, but I did buy 2 things here that I'll show you at the end of the video that are not related to baseball cards, but I thought were pretty cool. This, whatever you want to call this, is filled with lots of Pokemon cards. There's some Garbage Pail Kids stuff on that shelf too. And I did find a lot of mid-century kind of architectural furniture kind of things at this place. It's a really cool place to check out. So not finding any baseball cards there, we went to some place where I know there's baseball cards, and that's at Burning Bridge Antiques Market. This is on North 3rd Street and Walnut Street on the corner there. And there's a lot of vintage cards here, and I'll show you those very shortly. And, well, here's some modern stuff, some graded Acuna rookie cards. Plus a 1990 Leaf Larry Walker. There's an 86 Pete Rose. There's some vintage in the back. A couple Richie Ashburn cards. Some of them look like they're kind of beat up, but still, might be something interesting there. Couple Junk Wax factory sealed sets. And there's a signed photo of Pete Rose, which I thought was pretty neat. This seller had some vintage cards in here, wide range of sports, some earlier stuff that I'm not real familiar with. I do see a 73 Bob Gibson in the back there. There's a 1964 Topps. There's some older cards from the 50s. And some more cards on this one, this shelf. And if we go around this case, we'll go to the heart of the place. And I filmed this place, I think, 2 or 3 times in the past, and this has always been a joy to look at these cards in this rotating display. I think these rotating devices were generally used for jewelry stores, but I could be wrong about that. But I think it's really cool that they put baseball cards. Well, not just baseball cards, but there are football and basketball cards also present here. And I'm probably not going to focus too closely on them, so you may want to pause the video from time to time to get a better look at some of these. I thought the prices were generally pretty nice, fair to great. An occasional one that might be a little expensive than what I would pay for it, but generally a nice selection. As you can see, there's some really good stars here from the 60s. There's a bunch of cards from 1966, 1967, 1968. And there's some football cards. Pan around, and there's some magazines on that rack, and there's some cards in here. There's a 1980 Topps Rickey Henderson rookie card for $75. Sadly passed away not that long ago. A Cal Ripken rookie card. 1964 Topps Nellie Fox with a 65 McCovey next to him. 1966 Roger Maris, a card that I recently picked up at Duncansville Antique Depot. Some vendor boxes, some wax boxes. That one there's from 1983 Fleer. I didn't get the price on that, but that's interesting. This is another rotating display that is later cards from the 70s going into the early 80s. As you can see, there's a bunch of football cards here. The football cards are not something I collect, nor do I collect basketball, but I show them just in case you are a collector of them. This might interest you. 1971 Topps, 1970 Topps. Lou Brock, Steve Carlton, some 72 Topps cards. Looks like quite a few empty spaces, so somebody's been here before and found some things to buy. Some 1973 Topps. And 74 and 75. So Nolan Ryan, Tom Seaver, Dave Winfield. There's some cards from 1976. Willie Stargell, Gary Carter, Yaz, Robin Yount, Jim Rice, Pete Rose. There's an Andre Dawson rookie card, Lou Whitaker rookie card. Wade Boggs rookie card from 83 Fleer. We go over to this case, and there's some rack packs from 1987 and 1984 Topps. Looks like the 84 Topps were going for $15. There's some macaroni and cheese boxes in the back there. And some ephemeral things that are sports related in this case as well. Yeah, there's a better view of that price tag, $15 for that. Now we're upstairs, and this seller also has some cases upstairs. There's a 1961 Roger Maris for $100. There's a signed baseball. I believe that's Phil Rizzuto's signature with a 62 McCovey behind him for $80. That baseball is priced at $50. Looks like it was an in-person auto. A 65 Clemente for 125. 75 Nolan Ryan for 25. 74 Pete Rose for 20. 58 Koufax, I think, was 95. There's some more 1984 Topps rack packs. There's another signed baseball. This one is Frank Robinson. That's priced at $45. One of those pin-up inserts, Don Drysdale from the late 60s. Here's some more 87 Topps rack packs. There's a boxing card, some postage stamps, some magazines down on the bottom shelf. And zoom out so you can see that case. This was also in that case, and I missed it the first time, so I filmed it again. This is a Wrigley Field opening day ball from 1926, priced at $15. And the seller has a case further deeper in the booth. There's some RC Cola cans. There's a Norm Cash rookie card for $50 from 1959. We've got another signed baseball. Or no, that's not actually signed, but replica signatures on that for $40. 71 Hank Aaron for $50. There's a Robin Yount rookie for $60. 64 Topps Brooks Robinson for $25. There's some sealed wax boxes. I didn't quite get that baseball, signed baseball there, but I did go back to it. There's some 87 rack packs. A Carlton Fisk rookie card back there for $60. Here's some hand-collated complete sets. 1982 Fleer for $45. 85 Donruss for $95. 81 Topps for $85. 83 Fleer for $45. And a bunch of other ones, including going into the late 80s and early 90s. There's a couple binders here. That one is for basketball. Upper Deck basketball on the second binder, and that's also basketball on that binder. Here's some macaroni and cheese boxes from Kraft that had cards on the back. And a wax box of 1987 Donruss for $100. There's some Coca-Cola Phillies sealed packs, which I thought about getting, but decided not to this time. I did buy a small stack of vintage cards here, which I'll showcase at the end of this video, so stay tuned for that. This spinning, hand-spinning device looks like it was designed to put cards in. These are mostly cheaper cards from the 70s going into the early 80s. See, there's a Lou Whitaker rookie, a 1980 Dale Murphy for $4. Some team cards. Hard to get a real good view of this. Lots of empty slots on here. Some folks have been buying this. There's a Bob Horner rookie from 79 Topps for $3. That was kind of a big deal rookie card back when I was a teenager in the 80s. Jack Clark rookie card for $4. That was also a big deal back in the day. It's 1980 Yaz for $3 there. Some 75 MVP cards scattered about. 1970 Topps Red Shane Dienst. And there's that baseball I missed filming. It's another Frank Robinson autographed ball for $45. Because I know a number of the viewers like to check those out, so I try to do those when I see them, and hopefully I don't miss any. So we ended up going after this down to the Columbia River Park to take Cody for a walk. And shortly after this, I'll go over the cards I bought here. That bridge in the back is an interesting architectural feature of the area. It's called Veterans Memorial Bridge. And there you can get a neat view of that. It's pretty neat looking. It kind of reminds me of a bridge that crosses the Schuylkill River in Philadelphia for a railroad. has that same sort of like mini arches above an arch kind of thing going on there. And I found this strange 10-legged creature made out of what looked like air vents for a dryer, maybe. I'm not sure. Some of them are kind of wider than an air vent for a dryer. Anyway, right after this, I'll go over what I got here. Alrighty, I hope you enjoyed the tour of 2 antique malls that my wife and I and Cody visited in Columbia, Pennsylvania. We actually checked out a third place called Bootleg Antiques, but they didn't have any cards there that we could see. That one's closer to the river, but it's a neat place to visit nonetheless. It's more antique-y than most antique malls, a lot of like older stuff. It was nice. I enjoyed it. So at the State Theater Vintage Emporium, as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, that used to be Fragments of the Past, a much smaller place that was across the street from Burning Bridge Antiques Market on Walnut Street in Columbia. That has since moved to Locust Street in a former State Theater. And I didn't find any baseball cards there, but there were lots of non-sports cards. And I forgot to mention in the video that they had non-sports cards up at the register, but it was really busy at the time, so I didn't film that, so I apologize for that. But I did buy these 2 characters there. These are apparently called finger puppets. This one on the left, I have no idea what this is. You can put your finger in there and I guess give a finger play or something like that. Couldn't find this one on eBay to check to see what it might be. I didn't do any further searching, but it's pretty cool looking, like all those little whatever they're called that's sticking up on its head. And I found this one too. This one here was worth $1, and this one I paid $3 for. I did find this one on eBay. Some sellers are saying this is from something called ACC, which I'm not sure what that stands for. It is also a finger puppet, and price ranges on eBay were between $1 and $35 for this thing, but I didn't quite get a date on when this was made, and I don't see any markings on it either. But I got these things because I thought they were pretty neat, kind of weird, and I'm kind of like into little weird things every now and then. And for those prices, I definitely pick up something like that. So at Burning Bridge Antiques Market, everything I bought was vintage. So let's go over that. So 1975 Dave Winfield, got this one for $5. It's pretty nicely centered. So the back of that one looks like. Definitely one missing from the collection, so glad to add that. This is from 1976 Topps. This is from the Sporting News All-Time All-Star subset within that set. This was Ted Williams for $5. Lou Gehrig for $6. And Ty Cobb for $6. I didn't have any of these, and I'm slowly working on probably trying to complete that set, but I'm kind of focusing on 77 at the moment, which I'm getting closer to. I have, I think, about 2/3 of that set complete now. After I went through all my boxes, I found additional cards for that set. So that's an update to that previous video I did on that. This is 1976 Topps Pete Rose. This was $15. Sadly, Pete passed away this year. Last year. It's now 2025, but he passed away in 2024. So I thought I'd pick up some cards I was missing from him. So this was a nice addition. And 1973 Topps, let's see, that one was $15. 1973 Topps Pete Rose for $20. I was going through my vintage boxes that I've been storing these in, and it turns out I actually have this card already. And get this, I bought it from the same seller at the same antique mall, I think about 2 years ago, or maybe less than that. So, whoops, brains. But it's a nice looking one. I have to look at the other one. This one might be better than the one I already have. I'm really not sure about that. But hey, it happens. Sometimes you go out there and you forget that you already have something, and especially since we're talking about collections that are in the thousands and thousands of cards. And I know many of you also have collections that are probably around that size as well. Sometimes you just forget that you have something. What I need to do, I desperately need to do, is I probably need to catalog this on the TCDB website. And I could look it up on on my phone while I'm in the antique mall to make sure it's something I don't have, so that I can avoid this in the future. It'll be quite some time before I get around to doing it, but it is on my list of things to eventually do. 1975 Topps Nolan Ryan. This was a really nice card. I mean, it's off-center a little bit, but this is a nice addition. I didn't have this one. That one was $25. Thought that was a pretty good price for this. Nice looking card. This gives me a complete run of Nolan Ryan's from 1973 all the way up to the end of his career. So I still need to seek out some earlier ones. I kind of highly doubt that I'm going to seek out his rookie card, because the prices on that, as you can imagine, are very, very high. But maybe someday I'll find an old beat-up creased one at a good price someday. 1968 Topps Steve Carlton. This one was $25. Pretty nice looking card. Definitely happy with that one. 1965 Topps Al Kaline. $25 for this one. Another nice card. And we go back to 1964 Eddie Matthews. $25 for this one. Another nice card. Really happy with these purchases. And 1966 Al Kaline. This one was $35. Also really happy with this one. So I did spend quite a bit at this place, but I'm happy with what I got, and that's all that matters. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Now, we did visit a few more antique malls over the holiday break, but they were all places that I had filmed not that long ago. So in my future eBay video, where I go over things I bought on eBay plus the card swap and stuff, I'll probably go over some of the highlights of those other places I visited in that video. I'd like to film these things I'm trying to aim for like 6 months apart, because sometimes nothing happens if you go there every month, and I thought people would get bored with seeing the same stuff month after month after month after month, because I do watch some other stuff on YouTube that's not baseball card related. My wife and I like to watch Follow That Bug. She buys things that are more in my wife's territory, but I always kind of get a kick out of watching what she films. And she shows like similar places. Sometimes every 2 weeks she goes to the same place. And I was like, oh, here we are at this place again. But the kinds of things that she collects, I guess, moves around a lot more. And there's a lot more stock rotation at these antique malls. So it looks like new stuff every time she goes there. Baseball cards don't seem to work like that, at least from what I've noticed. There have been some places that I visited a year later and I saw the same cards. So hence, that's why I spread them out more. Now, if you guys think it would be good for me to do it monthly, the same place, go ahead and let me know in the comments, and I'll reconsider and maybe make more videos of the same place. I'm probably going to do one of Big Valley Antiques in Milroy, Pennsylvania, maybe a month or two from now, because that one, it's been, I think, 4 months since I was there, but not a lot has changed, but I still might want to do it anyway. That's about it on the antique mall front. Oh, by the way, Happy New Year to everyone. I'm sorry I didn't really keep my videos up for the holidays, other than that holiday mega box that I posted before Christmas. The things I've been posting since then are things that I filmed in early December, and I have some things that I filmed even further back than that I've been kind of saving for, when I have a time when there's not a lot going on, and I'll just filter them into the queue. They're kind of further back in the queue, and they're mostly small box sets from the late 80s, and I have a few of those filmed. So stay tuned for those. I'll try to get those going, because the longer I let them go, the more I start feeling like, wow, this is too old. Maybe I shouldn't load it or something like that. I do have some things that I got for Christmas that I'll be opening up probably maybe something later this week will get posted from that, or the following week. And I also got a subscription box from Collectible Card Club that I need to open. That was from December. But I didn't get one from the other subscription one, and I need to check my email because I think that one may not be available anymore. So I got to check up on that and make sure I didn't get charged for anything. So that's all the news. Sorry to drag this on, but wanted to get some of that stuff out there in case anyone was wondering why the activity on the channel has been a little bit spread out and slower. It was a really busy end of the month. Lots of things going on. There was a lot of stuff that we were doing at the house. I had a big cleanup project. I tried to... I've been top loading cards and putting them in these 3,000 count boxes, but I put them kind of like just random. I was doing it, and over the break I went and sorted them all so that I could get my vintage cards all in one box, actually two boxes, and late 70s, 80s, all the way up to I guess early 90s, and then I got all the 90s cards in one box, and then everything that's modern is in a bunch of boxes because, well, I've opened up a lot since 2021 and it takes up some space. But that's kind of what I was working on. So hopefully we'll get back into a routine, and I'll try to get at least 3 videos out a week, if not 2. Hopefully we won't have his breaks as long as much. So anyway, hope you all have a great, happy New Year. Hope you all had a great holiday. Thanks so much for watching. Really appreciate you taking the time to visit my channel and check it out. And I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Thank you very much for watching. And don't forget to leave a beep beep in the comments. So beep beep, everybody.